All right, we're live. This is so exciting. We're here for this week's Friday Flicks. It's so exciting. We're here to talk about this weekend's movies. We got a lot of horror that we're diving into this week. Plus, we're going to preview the big summer movies. It's going to be really fun, and I'm excited. And we'll have the chat room open. So if you want to do your super chats or you have comments, if it's something that's lengthy, then we'll probably save it for a special. I'll respond in a special, its own video. But if you have something, then definitely share in the comments. But I am film critic Rachel Wagner, and I have two very special guests with me today. Sari Cohen is here.
Hey.
Yep. And my friend Mark Woodring is here.
Hello.
And thank you both so much for coming and talking about this weekend's movies.
You bet.
Yeah, it ended up being better than I was expecting, because when I was planning, I was like, man, there's just nothing coming out this weekend, but we seem like they kept getting more added to the list. So
yes, you were incorrect.
Yes. So it's an eclectic group of movies that we're going to be talking about today. And like I said, we'll do that summer movie preview, because in the world of movies, summer basically starts in the beginning of April. Which is bonkers.
In Utah, summer begins in the middle of March.
Yeah, this year especially. Yeah. This year. Yeah. But this episode is sponsored by Fat Cats in Bluffdale, Clinton, and Saratoga Springs. It's the perfect place to see the latest flicks, play in their large arcade, or take the family bowling. They even have special events, like coming up, the Super Mario Galaxy movie event that Saturday morning, April 4th. You get admission to the movie, you get unlimited soft drinks, themed treats, activities, photo ops, and more. So it's going to be really fun. The kids will love it. You should check out the great movies at Fat Cats, and we're grateful for them for sponsoring this episode. So let's dive in. Let's talk about the first movie, our main movie. We have They Will Kill You. And this one, a woman takes a job working as a domestic at a mysterious building that fronts for a devil cult that has taken in her sister. Shenanigans result. So this stars Zazie Beetz, Patricia Arquette, Heather Graham, Tom Felton. And I do sometimes wonder about my life that now this is the second week in a row that I've seen a movie about devil cults, but
there's a lot of them out right now.
It works, I guess.
I just got back from South by Southwest, and I was dreaming about horror movies last night because the amount of horror comedy movies I saw during that week-long festival is
wow. I mean, did you see both Ready or Not 2 and They Will Kill You at South by?
Oh, okay. Yes. There were more to go on that list too, but They Will Kill You was very high up for me.
Yeah,
that was fun to experience in the theater.
Yeah, I'm sure with having the cast, everybody there, that was I would think that would be fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I guess let's start. Mark, what did you think overall of They Will Kill You?
So I saw it. It was the mystery movie.
Yes,
this week. So a not movie chain, Fat Cats.
Right.
was showing that. And I have to say real quick, we were talking about all of these devil cults, but I just want to point something out, that at my branch of the not Fat Cats movie franchise up here in the Ogden area, 4 of the movies that are playing today are Undertone, They Will Kill You, Scream 7, and Ready or Not.
Yeah.
So in March, how do we have 4 horror movies in theaters? I don't know yet. My wife commented this morning. She goes, "That's unusual for March." I was like, "Yes, it is."
Yes.
That
said, that 3 out of those 4 involve devil cults or devil.
Yeah, sure.
Demons.
That is true. But for They Will Kill You, look, the comparisons to Ready or Not 2 or Ready or Not, surface level at best. They are. I mean, probably 40% of horror movies deal with devil cults. So if you have a horror movie, flip a coin, it's probably going to have a satanic cult.
Fair enough.
This one, look, Ready or Not 2, I didn't think we needed after the first one. I was happy with what they did. That's great. They Will Kill You is more of a comedy horror than it is a horror comedy. which I love. That falls right in my wheelhouse. I'm an Evil Dead guy, so if we get comedy horror, I'm down. I love the fact that the director, one of the things I saw, he likes Tarantino, he likes all these directors, and not once did he say Sam Raimi. But I spent that movie going Raimi.
You can't
Raimi.
help.
No, you can't.
Raimi.
They even had the fake Shemp in more than one occasion.
Yeah,
which is hilarious. And then the beheadings with just the fountain spray of blood.
Yeah,
it's like it. But I'm okay with that. I love that. That if you're gonna do a horror comedy, make sure that horror is just ridiculously great.
Mark, to piggyback off of that, the director. No, I was going to say the director. That was such a good point because he actually talked about it at South by, and he said he was not intending the movie to be campy. We're Ready or Not kind of played into the fan base. It was a little,
really said that.
Yeah, he would, and
a giant demonic pig, and you're not expecting.
Oh my God,
he did not. And Patricia Arquette chimed in and was like, "I like a little camp."
He's Russian, the director, so it's like I don't know what the bar is for camp in Russia, but literally it must be way up here if he doesn't think he has hit it with this film. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like I said,
me too.
The horror is a spectrum.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with this one. I'm absolutely. Zazie Beetz is great. It's got all of the wackiness of the kills of the first Ready or Not and even the second one. So where it's just fun kill and accidental kill. It's if you can deal with some truly cartoonish blood,
it is.
You can watch this movie. Absolutely.
Yeah. I enjoyed it more the first hour than the second act of the movie. Because for the first part, it was genuinely, I thought, very unpredictable. I really didn't know what was going to be coming out of vents and doors, and what was going to be the next thing that she would confront, and how she would be able to kill it. But after a while, especially if the demons are immortal. So it makes things feel a little bit repetitive and just not that interesting, because it's like, oh, they're just going to reform and so we're just getting the same scene over and over again. And so I liked the first part better than the second part, but overall I think it was fun. It was an enjoyable, good time.
I have to say one more thing. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
But the screening I was in was pretty full. So this youngish couple, and I say youngish because I'm old, sits next to me, and they watch the movie, and they get up and they leave, and I see him out in the lobby as I'm leaving, and the guy is wearing just a black t-shirt, and in little white letters across the front it says "Jesus loves you." And I was like, perhaps he did not know what he was. I mean, he couldn't have known what he was going to watch. It's like, but perhaps he regretted that choice. I don't know.
He's being ironic. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but there's all types of horror fans out there. So but it might have been an interesting date.
Perhaps
mismatched. I don't know.
But what did you think of it, Sari?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I was with you. I didn't know what was going to happen early on, as things started to evolve. I thought it was, like you said, we get a lot of devil cult movies. There's another one that's out today. I don't know if it's in theaters. It might be released, but Forbidden Fruits.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them out there right now, and this one really stood out to me. I think also seeing the different reactions within the South by Southwest audience of people really liked this one. But it was such a fun movie. I mean, it kind of gave me Uma Thurman Kill Bill vibes with Zazie Beetz.
Yeah.
She right off the bat, I was like, okay, all right, we'll see where this could go. Heather Graham and Tom Felton were so fun to watch in these roles. And Patricia Arquette is just always a goddess, she can do no wrong in my book. And she was so revered by everybody else. The director was so happy to work with her. Everybody was so happy to work with her. but I mean, again, I think it's one you should see in theaters. I mean, this is one that kind of feels like a little bit more of an experience. I think
Yeah.
it leaves things open for maybe a sequel. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely they do. Yeah.
You think so, Mark?
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
But they did definitely leave that window for sure.
Yeah.
And I heard at South by they had the like eye.
Oh yeah,
They brought out like an eye.
Whole thing with the eye. I couldn't. I'm so tiny. I couldn't see. I'm like, what's everybody screaming about? What's that? But yeah, they had to crawl out.
How can he say that that's not camp?
I was about to say the same thing. It's like, again, I don't understand. Russians are weird, I guess. I don't get it.
I think he meant it in the way that it was not played to be cheesy. Like,
well, the best camp is always played straight.
Yeah, well, yeah,
that's true. That's right.
That's a good point. But he was very more in the same, like you said, the directors that he admires. I think he was kind of aiming more for like, if, again, you look at Tarantino and Kill Bill, was that camp? Could it, it kind of had that feeling of like, he went for it. He really did.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that if you watch the trailer and it seems like your thing, then you'll like this movie. You'll enjoy it.
And if you liked the Ready or Nots, then you'll like it.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally.
Yeah. Last year I learned that I didn't know that there was a difference between demons and devils. I thought that was the same.
There's one devil and there are many demons. That's how it works.
Rachel,
I thought that it was this. I thought they were like it was like a synonym.
Didn't you ever watch Charmed? Of all people, I told you right.
I mean, it's not really something in my religion. We don't really like demons, devils, stuff like that. That's not really a thing. So like that we talk about much. And so it was just not something because I was like, man, we're getting it because we got the Chainsaw movie and the K-pop Demon Hunters and Neja 2. And I was like, all these movies about demons and devils. And he's like, oh, somebody corrected me. He was like, oh, this Chainsaw movie that was about a devil, not a demon. I was like, isn't that the same thing? And they're like, no, it's not the same thing. So you live and learn every day in life. But They Will Kill You, I would give it 3 out of 5 stars. It was entertaining. It was enjoyable. It's not like it amazed me, but I liked it. Like I said, the first half more than the second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What would you give it, Mark?
On a scale of 5, I'd probably give it a 4. I mean, because it's not trying to be anything other than what it is. Yeah. And that's the scale is not, there's no one scale. Right. So, I mean, Saving Private Ryan is a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
That does not mean that this is nearly as good a movie as Saving Private Ryan, but it means for what it is. And it's here's what we're going to do.
No,
and
it's
it went in and it did it. And it's like, boom, 4 out of 5.
Because people get mad at me a lot of times, like, how can you like this Hallmark movie and not like, whatever Oscar movie is a big deal? And it's like, well, they're what are they trying to be?
Yeah.
Is it successful in being what it's trying to be? And not that you give something a pass just because it's trying to be a rom-com or trying to be or whatever, but I'm not looking at like, I don't know, Good Boy and Paw Patrol. I'm not looking at those the same way just because they're both about dogs. Like
exactly. Thank you.
You have to do that. But Sari, what would you give it out of 5?
I'm right in the middle of you two. I'd say 3.5. Yeah. It was a good, solid movie. I think in comparison to everything else that's out there, that I was able to kind of take in that week. It ranked high, but like you said, there's nuance to it. So yeah, 3.5.
All right. Well, we got a comment and I was actually planning on talking about this next anyway. So we have thoughts on the Forgotten Island trailer. So I feel like I'm usually pretty up on what animated films are coming out, especially from like DreamWorks, Disney, the big studios. And so I was totally shocked by this trailer. I had no idea that this was coming out. I didn't, this was a thing that was happening, especially from the directors of Puss in Boots: The Last Witch, which I love and adore. And so this trailer, it came out yesterday and I was blown away. I was so excited about it. It follows two best friends who become stranded on the mystical world of Nakali, where their only escape might cost them their shared lifetime of memories. And this is from director, like I said, of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, Joel Crawford and Januel Marcato. And I don't know, I just thought the animation looked incredible. It looked like a really cool, fun story. The trailer was very well put together. I liked the music choice, all of it. I was super excited. Sari, did you get a chance to watch the trailer?
I did. The music had me right away. I
yes
in the 80s and 90s, so that immediately I was like, okay, they're throwing it in for our generation. It was a super sweet story. I thought it was really original. It's not something that we've seen already, just in a different form.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be pretty massive. I mean, I have a feeling it's
going to be so exciting because this year we have, I mean, not only do we get Hoppers, which I had mixed feelings on, but still just originality. So we've got Hoppers, and then we'll have this, and we'll have Hexed. So 3 from Disney DreamWorks, 3 super original animated films. That's exciting.
Totally.
But what did you think, Mark, of the trailer?
Obviously I'm not the target audience for that, but look, the animation does look great. The animation looks fantastic. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, if you're going to bring that crew in, look, I watched that and I dreaded watching
that
when
too.
It came out. I think I was in Moab with my wife. We were spending a weekend. I had my laptop, and it was the end of the night, and we was like, look, I need to watch this because we have to review it, right?
Yeah.
And I got done, and I was like, God,
yeah,
how is that movie that good? Right? So this one, it's like, you tell me you're bringing that. So Puss in Boots: Last Wish, it's a beautiful meditation on mortality. This one, it seems as if it's going to be a lovely and sincere look at growing up.
Yeah, and friendship.
Because we're going to graduate, we're going to go off to school. You're going to be my best friend forever. Are you?
Yeah.
I have a handful of people that I knew in high school that I still communicate with online. But it's like, I don't know. I don't remember anyone from my childhood.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't remember what I had for breakfast, but no, it looks good. Here's my one concern, and I don't know how your audience is going to react to this. My one concern, and I was watching it because I watch so much stuff online, and I listen to so many varying viewpoints, and I speak all of the lingo out there. Look, the trailer doesn't do it. But if the film turns into a queer romance between these girls, half of the internet is going to lose their mind.
Yeah.
But if they do what the trailer says, that's a gorgeous movie in and of, because look, platonic love is a thing. We haven't had a platonic love story between guys yet. Not a good one, I don't think. We need, I mean, that exists. That's a thing. So if they focus on what they seem to be focusing on, they're not going to be able to put off any part of the audience.
Yeah.
And I think now a successful film does not come out of the gate and put off half of your possible audience.
But I think that I think most people in 2026, I think, can handle all different kinds of love stories. It's all about how it's presented, how it's handled, and does it feel authentic to the story? Is, I think, what is important. So, like, for instance, Mitchell's versus Machines, it had a queer character at the lead, but nobody cares about that because that felt authentic to who she was. And
did they? I have no. I don't remember.
Yes, they did, and so I think that's really important. And
again, it's don't ruin the movie in the trailer. That's actually step one to having a good movie. Don't ruin the movie in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because too many movies are doing that. But two, don't lie to us in the trailer.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Don't lie to your audience. Just give us something, give us a taste, and let us go in and figure it out.
Either way, don't lie. Don't queerbait us and make us expect to see something and then
it works both ways.
But
don't make it seem like it's a queer movie.
Yes.
Quote unquote, and then not. But don't go, no, it's fine. And then jam And because you can jam any theme into any movie that you want. And if you're jamming any theme, that's going to put off your audience. I don't care what that theme is. It's like, dude, just tell your story, let it evolve, do your thing, move along.
I look at the target audience. Like, I have young nieces and a nephew, and they're always my litmus test of like, because they are so innocent. I mean, they're 9, 7, 5, and 3. So it's like what they take away from it is like, I know if they're excited about it or they can identify with it. I mean, we're kind of the byproduct. We're done with we grew up already. We know how the real world is. But it looks, I mean, it
does. It looks,
really
it does.
So
it looks like it's going to be a really solid, solid bit of animation. And I'm interested to see it when it does come out.
Well, and also now that I think about it, we also have Wildwood. So we have 4 super original animated films coming out this year.
Oh my God.
From Leica. So that's cool. Okay, we got a comment. It's cool that Forgotten Island is about female friendship, which is fairly unusual in animated films. The animation does look incredible. Some of the jokes didn't land for me, but a very good trailer. Very fair. So we do have a small animated film, an indie animated film coming out this week. It's called A Magnificent Life. And this is by master animator Sylvain Chomet. It tells the story of Marcel Pagnol and how he became a filmmaker and poet and writer and everything. When I first heard about this, I thought, oh, this may be, because they've been picking more sort of auteur animated films lately for best animated feature. I was like, this thing could be interesting in the race, because it technically came out last year. We're now just being released this year. So Sylvain Chomet is such a legend. Triplets of Belleville is so great, and so I was very excited about it, but it ended up being quite disappointing. It's like not awful, but he was just too focused on business, on the business of him becoming a filmmaker and making deals with executives and studios and making the movie and stuff. But it was like very free of whimsy. It was quite boring, if I'm honest. It wasn't good. And I was quite disappointed by it. I thought it was going to be, just on the surface, Sylvain Chomet doing a Marcel Pagnol. That sounds amazing, but it wasn't, unfortunately.
I'm glad I missed it.
Yeah. It again, not awful, but just a little dry, I would say. So that's A Magnificent Life. And you know what's interesting is that a couple of the indies that we're going to talk about are only playing at the AMC here, at the Not Fat Cats AMC, which is interesting. Like, usually I don't see them only being the only ones to getting the indies, but that's the truth this week. But so that's Magnificent Life. So let's talk about Forbidden Fruits. So this is a coven of teenage witches rules the local mall, and they are all named after fruits. So this stars Lily Reinhart as Apple, Victoria Pedretti as Cherry, and Alexandra Shipp as Fig. So this movie, and I'm curious for your thoughts on this, Mark, because it reminded me a lot of Heathers. I feel like it was really trying for like Heathers vibes. It's more actually bloody, I would say, than Heathers. I mean, Heathers
I don't know. If I remember my Heathers correctly, you might be rose-tinted glasses in that one.
Maybe I do.
No, look, you're right. Heathers is definitely an influence. I started at The Craft. So for me, it's The Craft, which, man, it's still an incredible flick. But it's more, it's almost The Craft meets Clueless meets Heathers.
Okay, yeah.
And again,
I just thought with like the clickiness of the girls and the even the way they were sort of styled kind of reminded me of the Heathers girls.
You're into Clueless, which I mean is just Emma, but you can't date this guy, you can't date any, you can't. I think here's the end result for me is that once you get into it, it's really consistent internally, which I like. It's dark when it needs to be dark. It's silly when it needs to be silly. And it comes together really well. And so, I mean, anyone can enjoy this as long as you're not going to freak out about I don't know, little Calling of the Corners and everything else. But it's not any one of those films.
Yeah,
it
I mean,
owes a
it's its
lot
own
to
thing.
all of those films, but it's an interesting take on, especially when you get down to final character motivations.
Yeah.
So
It even reminded me, I don't know if it is actually the same mall that's in Clueless, but it really looked like that mall in Clueless. And
it could have
was,
been,
you know, filmed in LA. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was that mall in Clueless, but it looked really similar to the one where Ty, you know, almost gets thrown down.
You know what? Yeah.
It looked really close. But Sorry, what do you think of it?
This one, I hate to say it, this one fell short for me. I had expectations. I had a great time. I have a little charm bracelet just off camera from we had a reception after the screening. It was, Mark, just like you said, to me it felt like The Craft meets Heathers, and you threw in the Clueless and I went, that's it. Because it had that same kind of energy. There was that other movie in the 90s with Rebecca Gayheart about the cliquey. There's been a few of them with that type of dynamic. I mean, I think I wanted more from it. I kept waiting for something to happen, and it just felt very anticlimactic to me. I think Gabrielle Union was severely underused. And
that's fair.
I kept waiting for her to do something. You know, I kept waiting for her to like propel the story forward. And I mean, I don't know if you want to spoiler.
We can do like mild. I don't know.
Like, I'll just say she was underused. And by the end of the movie, I was like, did you just set the whole thing up for a sequel? And like, what now? What you just what are we gonna do? This character, like it felt like maybe it should have been a series. I don't know. I wanted more from it. I mean, it was good on its own. The story, I was really intrigued. I really wanted it to be every bit of like, I mean, I loved The Craft. I absolutely love The Craft. It's still like one of the best movies. So I wanted it to be more like that for this generation. And it kind of did, but it just
it does have some pretty gnarly kills.
Yeah.
If you're into the horror for the God. I'll never go on a
that kid. Sorry, I almost made a Kevin Smith reference about the escalator.
The escalator, I don't think I'll ever go on an escalator.
That's quality. That's a quality sequence. It really is.
It was. Yeah.
The other movie that it kind of put me in mind of tonally, not like narratively, was Paradise Hills, which came out a couple years ago.
Oh,
it kind of had that same vibe to it, and so it, like I said, not narratively at all, but it popped up in my head, so I figured I would mention that, because that's actually not a lot of people saw Paradise Hills either, which is sad because it was entertaining in its own weird way.
I was just to say, I think Forbidden Fruits, just for what it is, I think it's going to create its own unique fan base. I think there are going to be people who identify with the different girls and as different fruits. You know, are you a pickle? You're like, oh, pickle's a fruit. You know, there's fun little things in there, and I feel like this would be something that like a midnight showing at a theater would be super fun, with people like dressed up and kind of. There's a lot of potential for the.
Was it fun at South by?
Yeah, the party was super fun. It was fun. They were giving out tattoos. They had a psychic reader there. I mean, it was really it was really like, and they had dill pickle drinks. Like it was they really curated it nicely. But it was fun to watch in the theater.
It does seem like a movie that might be a little more fun if you were a little sloshed.
Yeah.
Or in character, like dressing up as one of the characters. I think it's got a niche fan base there that I hope that they kind of play into, because it could be a cult classic.
Yeah, in terms of midnight movie, I mean, you could make the same argument about They Will Kill You.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean,
I actually gave both of those. I give both these the same score. I gave them both 3 out of 5.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. It's not perfect. But it's certainly
fun.
not bad at all.
Yeah. I had fun with them, even though they're I definitely can see the flaws. They're not perfect by any means. But let's see, we got some comments. Watching the trailer, it at first looked like it could be fun. Then the chanting during the initiation of the new girl was unfunny and annoying. And then it hinted at a lot of violence and blood without being funny either. The trailer wasn't as fun as it should have been. Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's not like a laugh ride. It's not
No.
but it has a sarcasm to it, a dry wit that some people might enjoy. But all right, so let's move on. We are going to be talking about what is the question of the week this week is what summer release are you most looking forward to for 2026? And there's a lot of exciting movies coming out. Some that are high up on my list. I've got Devil Wears Prada 2. Cautiously optimistic about that one. I am excited for the Odyssey. I don't know how you can't be. I'm very curious. Oh, there are. Okay. And I am looking forward to Coyote versus Acme just to actually be able to see it after hearing about it for so long. I want to see it. I mean, I love Looney Tunes, but I just want to see this darn thing. So those would probably be my top 3. Oh, Power Ballad too. I love John Carney films, and Sing Street is one of my all-time favorite movies. So I'm really looking forward to that. Did you get to see that at Sci-Fi?
I sure did, and I'm going to tell you, move it to the top of your list. Well, that hit on my ranking.
Oh my gosh!
That was my number 2.
So excited!
Out of all the films, yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Mark? What are you looking forward to?
You gave us a nice list of movies that are coming out this summer, and my big 2, I mentioned them, on social media. It's like this guy right here individually, I should be chomping at the bit for the Odyssey. It is literally, I have the Iliad and the Odyssey on my shelf. I took all of the Greek literature when I got my master's degree. I should be so stoked for that. And I'm interested to see what Nolan is doing. Am I looking forward to it? I don't know if I'm actually looking forward to it or if I'm dreading to it.
What is holding you back?
Hollywood. Hollywood.
Yeah.
I like I said, I love Nolan, but Hollywood. It's like I'm whimsically pessimistic about that. I think is what I'm not cautiously optimistic. I'm whimsically pessimistic on it. I
love Nolan minus his sound design. I just absolutely hate that he does that.
He can jack that up a lot.
So annoying.
That drives me. Look, so we're recording, so I don't have these in.
Right.
But I enjoy movies a lot more now that I have them, but his movies are still nuts in terms of sound design.
Annoying.
That is the one thing Hollywood.
Tenet.
That's actually the one thing that low budget directors need to focus on is sound design and balance. For the love of God.
It's just
if I can't hear your dialogue, don't bother having it.
Yeah, I agree.
I think of what's coming. I think Disclosure Day I'm most looking forward to, because it is either going to be an oh my God Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
Or it is going to be, oh my God, Steven, what did you do?
It's either going to be an OMG,
it is. There's not going to be,
or it's going to be really boring. I think it's going to be one or the other. I'm either going to.
Spielberg, God love him, messed up a movie about Steven Spielberg. And I'm not talking about The Fabelmans. I'm talking about Ready Player One, which was a really entertaining book about Steven Spielberg.
Right.
And then he said, well, I can't make the movie about myself. It's like, then don't make the movie, Steve.
The problem with Ready Player One is that they actually listened to the haters too much. Instead of just, okay, we're going to make, some people don't like the book. Fair enough, right? But we're not making the movie.
Don't watch the movie. But
we're not making the movie for them.
Movie.
But I think they listened to all of those complainers too much, and tried to like, instead of just making the book that a lot of people do like.
Well, Spielberg did it because he didn't want to seem like he was celebrating himself. It's like, then let someone else do it. It's a different argument between I'm going to change an IP because I'm going to update it for modern audiences, or I don't really care about the IP. I just want the name or whatever. Spielberg said, I don't want to make a movie that seems to celebrate myself. It's like, then let someone else do it. Abrams probably would have made a better Ready Player One celebrating Spielberg. And that hurts me to say.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree. I mean,
but again, but Disclosure Day, I'm like, I am. It's either going to be way up here on the Spielberg list, or it's going to be Ready Player One. And I'm not prepared for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest sci-fi person in the world. A lot of times they can be real boring to me. But so it's about the characters. Am I invested in the characters? And but what about you, Sari? What are you looking forward to?
Well, like I said, Power Ballad is definitely at the top of my list. I mean that
you can't look forward to a movie you've already seen.
I know. I know. That was kind of like
rules.
I will say, but no, I'm with you. Like I love Greek mythology. This makes me very nervous because I'm excited about the Odyssey, but I feel like for me lately, Nolan could go either way, where I'm just like really blow me away, or really like, oh, what was that?
Yeah. It's true. I mean, I really dislike Tenet so much.
Yeah.
What an annoying film, and to think it was going to like save theaters.
So I don't know which way this is going to go yet, and I'm hoping that for people who actually do love the mythology, who do get really excited about seeing that visually, I hope that it does translate.
Yeah.
And also Disclosure Day. I don't have, unfortunately, very high expectations. I totally listened to your passionate argument and you really changed my opinion. Because I thought you were going for the Fablemans I was like, oh yeah, the Fable. Oh, wait a minute, hang on, we took a twist here. And I listened to all your points, and I went, yeah, you know what, Abrams actually would have made a better. That would have made much more sense.
Yeah, it would have.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, Disclosure Day might be, kind of. I don't know if it's gonna exceed any expectations. I kind of like maybe not. Probably something you should see in the theater. And of course, Devil Wears Prada too. I mean, this has been like we have been waiting for this movie for an entire generation. I think that's. They even teased it at the Oscars, winter.
There is a film that no one's mentioned on the list that actually has implications outside of box office, and that is Supergirl.
Oh, yeah.
So
Supergirl is going to make or break Warner Brothers and James Gunn.
So Kellyanne Halverson.
Because Superman did not wow everyone the way they were hoping, and if Supergirl if it does not exceed, then could be short.
I mean, I really enjoyed it because I loved the rom-com vibes that they had through it, which is definitely true to the Reeves, Superman. That one is basically a romantic comedy, and so I really liked that part of it. But there was definitely flaws. It was not perfect by any means.
There were bits that were good, but overall, it was not great.
So Kellyanne Halverson, she says, Supergirl, I enjoyed Superman last year so much. I'm really hoping Kara Zor-El gets similar treatment. So yeah, I hope so. I want it to be good. The
last trailer looks like Guardians. James Gunn has been making Guardians since he made Guardians. And if you look at every film, it is all Guardians.
He's not the director of this movie, but still,
but he's driving the bus.
Yeah, he is. Of course, we have the big Spider-Man movie coming out, which people are very excited about. Brand new day. It seems to be Spider-Man has been so far a pretty Teflon proof from in the world of Marvel. I mean, and so is Deadpool, I guess. Deadpool, Spider-Man. Do you think it'll keep that way, or do you think this sort of underperforming is going to continue in the part of Marvel? Last year, all 3 got pretty good reviews, and all 3 underperformed.
This is tough because you've removed him, you've isolated him, and they had built those first 3 movies on him and MJ and Ned.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is now, can Tom Holland actually solo narratively that franchise? But I think it's his last one. I think they said they're going to reboot again. So it's like,
really?
Is this a go away movie for him? But then all the cameos, we get Ruffalo in here. I believe I think we're getting Daredevil again.
I believe that.
But I could be wrong on that. So don't quote me on that. I want it to be good.
Yeah.
I want it to be good. And if it's the last one, I want it to be really good. But I will wait and see, because again, it's Sony has had good luck with Spider-Man, but then they've also dropped that ball on several occasions.
Yeah.
So I'm cautious. I will be cautiously optimistic on that one. It'll be interesting to see, and it's going to carry a lot of weight moving forward.
Yeah, it's been mixed bag for me as far as the Tom Holland Marvel MCU Spider-Man movies. I thought Homecoming was pretty entertaining. I really disliked Far From Home. I thought that was very bad. And then No Way Home was fun. It was fan service over the top, but it was a really fun experience in the theater.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
That's what it's going to be. I mean, you have to look at what's coming out this summer, and I think the theme of things, I think box office wise, it'll probably do quite well. Where it's going to land with the critics is a different story. I think where fans like I don't know, but I think it has a fair chance at actually filling the theaters this summer.
Yeah. So we have the 2 Disney cash grabs we have to talk about. We've got Moana, the live action remake, which makes me sad inside, and we have Toy Story 5. And I liked all 4 of the Toy Story movies. I didn't like Lightyear. That was very strange. But I don't know. So far they've been able to pull it off, but I think I worry that they're now pushing it. This is the push too far, but Sari, what do you think about both of these?
Well, Moana, again, I use my nieces and nephew as my gauge on, and they are huge Moana fans. So I think this is going to be an exciting, and have been since they were young. So I feel like this is going to be an exciting, evolution of that. I'll see where it lands with them. I'll see kind of how they.
They'll probably love it and then go back to watching the animated film.
Probably
Memorial, and it'll make $1 billion. But
it's an interesting way to go with it. I mean, all right, why not? Moana, people love Moana. It did very well. It still remains so celebrated. So sure. Toy Story 5, I'm super excited for. I think all the movies are clever and fun, and I don't mind watching them with the kids. I have high expectations for it, and I think they will be met.
See, I feel like I'm the opposite. I have very low expectations. So if it ends up being like solid, I'll be like, oh, okay.
Solid. They've not let me down so far. They've had 4 opportunities to do so, and they still remain clever and original. And
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Nostalgic. Yeah.
I mean, what do you think, Mark, about these 2?
Look, Moana has already had an animated sequel, and I'm generally averse to Disney's live action remakes on principle.
Right.
Really, at this point, and their live action prequels. Look, I didn't, until I got on the press list, I didn't watch any of those anyway, because I was like, I don't have to. Now I kind of have to.
Right.
So we can talk about them intelligently. Mufasa was horrid. When they made it. The one, and that's because they tried to rejigger Scar.
It was so weird.
Right?
That was such a weird movie. I mean,
but the one live action prequel they made that I enjoyed, I actually enjoyed Cruella. Because they didn't really change her at all. Turns out she's always been a psycho.
It was fan fiction.
So that was great. So Moana, we're going to do live action Moana after we've had a fairly successful Moana 2 animated. I don't understand why.
I mean, it's just, of course, it's all
I
about
don't
money.
get it.
But
And then look, Toy Story 5. I thought we were done after 3, and then 4 came out, and it made me cry at the beginning and at the end, and I was really angry about it. 5, I don't want to watch anything. I don't want to see. I don't even want to see stills. And if I can avoid a trailer or any footage on that, that is the only way I feel like I could appreciate what they're going to try to do. Whether they actually do that, I don't know, and I hope they do, because is it weird to say that those characters deserve better? These little computer generated people, but they deserve better. So it better be good, and I hope it's not ruined for me before I have to see it.
Yeah. Well, a couple other quick ones to mention. We've got Mandalorian and Grogu, which I think could follow Solo. And I don't know. I just don't feel any excitement for this movie at all.
Well, it's about 3 years too late.
Yeah.
Timing is everything, people.
Yeah. Masters of the Universe.
Oh, that looks horrendously horrible bad. God, look. Dolph was a perfect He-Man, but that was not a good movie. This is not going to be good. It's not going to be good.
We've got Minions, Monsters, and The Cat in the Hat. So we've got both of those coming up.
One of those might be tolerable.
Yeah. So there you go. That is everything for the summer movie preview. So you have to all, if you're listening, let us know what you are looking forward to or dreading, either way. But fortunately, you can enjoy any of these summer movies at Fat Cat Cinemas in Bluffdale, Clinton, and Saratoga Springs. They not only have great movies, but an arcade and bowling alley. You can even get a special deal, $10 in an arcade card and a movie for only $14. So it's a great place to go and have fun with your whole family. All right, one of the indies that we are going to talk about real quick is called Holy Days. This follows 3 nuns in New Zealand in 1974 that are trying to save their convent from land developers who want to buy it and tear it down. They go on a journey with a young boy who is grieving the loss of his mom to get the deed from his aunt. This, I thought, was so sweet and heartwarming and lovely. I really enjoyed it. It stars Miriam Margolyes, Jackie Weaver, Judy Davis, and I just thought it was charming. I liked all of these women, and the little boy, super cute. It's very predictable. Yeah, you know everything that's going to happen, but I liked it. I thought it was quite good.
It crossed my inbox, some of the literature for it, but I did not request a screener. I haven't seen it. We'll see if I get to it.
Yeah, it's not like a masterpiece, but I just thought it was cute. It was a cute, nice little movie.
Sometimes that's what you need.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have not seen it yet, but the cast alone, I would watch it because I just adore all of those names you just mentioned. So yeah,
and it's not a faith-based film, even though these characters are nuns, but it does obviously comment a little bit on, because you've got a character that's grieving and loss and faith, and so it's one that deals with some of those topics, but in a tolerable way. So there's that, which is nice. All right, so let's talk about the re-release of the week. This past weekend in theaters, we had The Mummy Returns. This is the sequel, of course, to The Mummy. The mummified body of Imhotep is shipped to a museum in London, where he once again wakes and begins his campaign of rage and terror. So I hadn't seen this in years. I didn't watch it in the theater, but I did watch it on Disney Plus. This is from 2001. I thought.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah.
2000. Oh my God! I'm so old.
And it stars Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, and The Rock in a memorable.
Yes,
role.
The Scorpion King.
Yeah. And it's in there. I thought this was super entertaining. Like this, I don't know what anybody else could really want from a campy action, story like this. Like this was, I thought, really fun, entertaining. I thoroughly enjoyed it. watching it, and I think it's one of those movies that kind of knows what it is and just goes for it. I mean, the CG is absolutely atrocious, but I don't really care about that if I'm enjoying the characters, and it's all sort of part of the camp in a way. But yeah, I really had a good time with it. Did you have any, Mark? Do you have any memories about this movie?
So The Mummy and The Mummy Returns are movies that get stopped on at our house when we're channel surfing.
Yes.
Not that I heard they tried to make a third movie, but that didn't happen. So they're going to make one in a couple years. I think 28 is when we're going to get the next one with this cast. Look, it again. We talked about this with films earlier. If a film knows what it wants to be, what it wants to do, what it wants to say, and it goes in and it gets it done and gets in and out. This is trying to be those cheesy old adventure series.
Yes.
From, that inspired Indiana Jones to be made. So
yeah,
it this is what we're doing. Boom, in, out, we're done. And then they made the third one and deviated from the formula. It's to quote another great piece of cinema comedy is the third one was Amigos, or Those Darned Amigos, when the Amigos go to New York, and that movie doesn't do well. The Mummy, Curse of the Dragon Emperor, whatever abomination they called that thing, that was not good. This again, it takes the first one, it's almost The Force Awakens to the Star Wars of the first movie, but that's okay.
Yeah,
because we're just trying to entertain
formulas
you.
Are mummies. Not bad. Formulas are not bad if they're done well. And I would say this one is. I tell you about that if they're going to do that new one. I am so tired of these legacy sequels that their only idea is to bring back the original character and make him like a bitter, usually it's a man,
right?
Bitter old man that has to be we've seen it over and over. It's like it worked for Logan, so everybody thinks that that's what they can do for every single movie, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of it. And if they try to do that with Brendan Fraser's character, that's what they're going to do, and I'm so over it.
Did you see that we're getting Logan 2 this summer, but they're calling it Robin Hood?
Oh yeah, that's another one. I'm just so tired of that.
That bothers me to no end as well.
The bitter hero from the past that needs to be brought back by usually
Hugh Jackman.
By usually a teenage girl who's going to help him.
No thanks.
I hate it. I hate that. But what do you think of The Mummy Returns, Sari?
I think it's great for what it is. I remember, when it originally came out and the massive success that it was and how it reignited Brendan Fraser's career at the time. And it's a fantastic, for what it is, a fantastic franchise. So yeah, it's always a good watch. And I think it's a great lead-in to the next installment. It's keeping things fresh in people's minds. It's kind of reigniting the flame a little bit, keeping it alive, so to speak.
And we got some comments. So Justin the Bostoni says, I like it, but the effects, man, are not good. Aaron Neward says, my best impression is the trailer voice announcing the cast lineup for this movie. Also, it's fun. Tom Sawyer says, I love it. Gavin Evans says, it's good, flawed, but very fun. Terry says, it's so much fun. Not as good as its predecessor, but there's an old Hollywood action horror movie vibe that I love. CGI mess aside. And then Nostalgia Cassie says, I actually like it better than the first one since it's so breathless and nonstop that I never have to think about how stupid it is.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
No problem with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I also saw a movie called The AI Doc, or How I Became an Apocalyptimist.
Yes.
This is a documentary exploring the pros and cons of AI development. And I think that it's very solid. You'll learn a lot. And he does interview a lot of people. It really covers the gamut of everybody. But he comes at it, and this was surprising maybe because he is a filmmaker and an artist. They really, I thought, kind of came at it from the technology science lens. And he really spent almost no time talking about the creator artistic side of things. And because there are pros and cons, of course, to AI as a scientific tool, as a way of kind of sorting through data basically, is where I think that AI can be the most sort of helpful, is to take out some of that, those menial tasks that used to take up time, that now that if AI can do it and do it faster, then technically you could make an argument that it actually frees creative, scientific, brilliant people from doing those things, so then that they can do more brilliant things, right? So you can make that argument, and they do, but there was just very little time spent on basically with generative AI as far as in the arts. The part of the problem is not just that it's making things cheaper, faster, and less good, but it's also stealing from the creators who have actually made things. That's the biggest problem, is that it goes through and it basically takes what other people have made and repackages it to be something new. And I wish that he had talked a little bit more about that, or gotten into a little bit more of the artistic side of this issue. But I still definitely would recommend it. It's interesting. It's well done. It's put together in a very entertaining way. And he does talk to a lot of people, which I appreciated.
It's eye-opening. I would.
Oh yeah, you saw it.
Oh yeah, I would suggest everybody see it. I think
Yeah.
to the point, and kind of what they mentioned in the doc, was that things are moving so fast within AI and AGI that by the time the movie would come out, everything would be different.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
while that is a big problem, I think we have far surpassed it. I mean, I went on that whole journey of existential dread and like, oh my goodness, what are we looking at here? And it's not only the creative jobs. I mean, you're talking about robots coming in and all the blue collar jobs. You're not going to have those either. And then there's no plan in place as far as what do we do? How do we trade currency? I mean, what is that? Yeah, it frees up time. It was very hopeful as far as actually allowing us using it in a way where we can live longer, and all these technological advances and things that will help the climate and all these wonderful things that it has the potential to do. But it is kind of, it's here. This is the fact we all have to face. It is not going anywhere. And it really does depend who the people are all looking to win the race on, like who's going to be the first to develop this program. But what we have to be looking at is who's going to develop it ethically. Because
and how do we protect the actual creators? How do we do it? I don't know if we can, but
I don't know
like to at least try.
But I mean, there are so many. It's an evolution. I mean, we've been watching this for decades now evolve to the place that we're in. It's happening, and it's happening fast. And we do have to find a way to do it ethically. I thought the filmmakers did a great job at really showing all points of view of the people who were the pessimists and the people who were the optimists and the CEOs. And they really, it was a very, I think it spanned a lot, and it was a lot to take in, but it's something that I would see, because we are all living in this time. I feel like it's something everybody needs to see, whether or not you have opinions on it. Like, go in with whatever opinion you have, but listen to what's happening. Like, be aware of what's happening. It's a great source of information to just stay informed about the now.
Mark, did you get to see this?
I did not. It was at Sundance. I saw the other AI documentary at Sundance, whose name escapes me. I was going to go do some searching, but I didn't want to accidentally log myself out. That one was interesting because it was like the social background of AI development and racism and sexism and so like all the way back into the 1800s. People are like, you may think that AI started with this. It's like, no, way back there. So that was interesting. I'll be interesting to see this one. But I think what's also interesting, Sari, you mentioned that we're past where this movie is, or they thought we'd be past where this movie is when it comes out. I mean, in the last week, you've got Disney divesting from OpenAI. You've got, this company doing away with AI because there's one of a couple reasons. One, they figured out that they can't make any money doing it because they're corporations. They can't make any money. Two, it might not do what they think it's going to do for them. So they don't want to waste the money to further development. And 3, it might be popular backlash.
Okay, so I could tell you, because we actually was just having this discussion. There are different AI companies, and OpenAI is just one that's in the race.
But they had put $1 billion that they were going to work with this OpenAI.
Yes, yeah, but they might be going with another company. There might be other, but there are, and whether it's OpenAI or whether it's Gemini or whether there's all different kinds of AI. If it's not going to be US, it's going to be made in China, or it's going to be made. I mean, it is happening.
It's kind of the technological atom bomb.
It is.
It's like it exists.
Yeah.
Therefore, you better have it. And if everyone's can't coexist peacefully, if you will, then you better have the one that is everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunately it's a road that you can't get off of, or you're just ceding that territory, and now you're at the whim.
They made a very good point too, that we are, as humans, we decide what we use, and if we're going to lean into it, then we should do it ethically. I mean, they were talking about uploading memories to a cloud, that like that's going to be a thing in the future, and it's like you have to make the decision as a human being if that's something you want to do.
And there's a movie coming out with a completely AI Val Kilmer.
Yeah, I know.
Are you sure his family agreed to it, sort of? And but it's like, so you're getting into that area.
Yeah.
Where it's going to be interesting.
People can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not. That's the scariest part for me, that I'm like, you don't know if what you're watching is real.
Nope.
And AI is getting so good, or what they would call AGI, it's
well, and I just feel like, how do we protect the creators? Is there any way that we can at least try? That's the scary part to me.
Using an ethical AI. I mean, like OpenAI.
I just don't know if it exists. I don't know if.
But there are companies. There is one that exists, and it begins with an A, and I can't recall the name of it right now, but it is actually like an ethical AI company, and they are fighting very, very hard to use it in a way and implement these things.
I mean, it just feels like that's something that people would want to say. Of course, they're going to want to say there, but do I trust them? I don't know if I do. But what else? What other choice do we have but to trust them? And it's all stuff that I have absolutely no say in. So all I can do is try to support creators and create stuff myself. That's what you can do.
Yeah,
but
society has to deal with it.
Yeah.
And we don't get to drive it. Because even if there's 12, 12 different AIs to choose from, we're really going to be shuffled to 2. Right. It's the same reason Windows is still on 90% of computers in the world. Yeah. It's because it said no. Presence was more important than purpose or functionality. And it got in there, and now that's the default. Yeah. And so it's the same thing. There's gonna be the AI we want, and it is gonna get buried.
Yeah.
It is going to get buried because it's not profitable enough, or it won't do the things they want it to do. And not because it's not technically capable of, because it will not allow itself to do it. And there's your ethics. So it's any, any number of developments have fallen into, we have the Nobel Prize because Nobel developed TNT.
Yeah.
And felt guilty about it.
Right.
So, unfortunately, we develop an AI, we might not get the chance to feel guilty about it.
Right.
So it is a slippery slope, and there's got to be some guardrails.
But you should check out the movie. It is very interesting and well done. So, all right, real quick. So we have the TV movie of the week. It's actually on Hulu. It's Mike and Nick and Alice.
Somebody else likes it.
Yeah.
That was my number 3 from South by Southwest.
Oh, okay.
I love this movie so much. Everybody go see it immediately. Vince Vaughn is like, this is one of my favorite roles that I've seen him in. I was like, I feel like Swingers
see him double.
Close in Wedding Crashers to me. This is like close Wedding Crashers Vince. I think he's got so many layers here. I think this is. I was in it. This whole movie. I was laughing out loud. I went for the whole ride. I thought it was clever and fun. And then at the end, I was like, I want more now. Make a sequel. Now let's keep the story going.
And they set that up. But I don't think they do. I think this is one of those, I'm going to say perfect, and nothing's perfect. This is just one of those perfect little things that you find that they said, we're going to do this. We're going to have fun doing it. But it also, I mean, it doesn't, gloss over the paradoxical nature of what it is. But it doesn't go so deep that this is not Tenet. This is not Interstellar.
Thank goodness.
It's not those movies. So it is great. I think Vince Vaughn is great. He's watching him deal with himself is great. I'm not a huge Vince Vaughn guy. I liked him in Freaky. I thought that performance in Freaky was awesome. I depending on what he's doing, I don't love everything he does, and that's fine. But I think in this, because he's playing himself twice, you're dealing with your older and wiser self, which is hilarious. Because normally, in movies like this, you go back and you deal with your childhood self.
Yeah,
he's dealing with himself from 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But there's so much character development between those 6 months.
Totally.
It is. I mean, Marsden is having a good time. Isa Gonzalez. Can anyone play like stone-faced surprise better than her? She just walks in and she's really like, huh.
Yeah.
That's all she's got. So
I enjoyed it. I just watched it this morning, and I enjoyed it. I do think it starts out like, oh my gosh, when he's singing "Why Should I Worry," which underrated Disney song, and I was like, is this gonna be a musical? Oh my gosh, I was so excited. And it started on a super high and then never reached that high again for me, but I still overall enjoyed it.
Oh.
It's just fun. It's just fun.
It's so fun. I literally had fun watching it. I could imagine how much fun it was to make it, but as an audience member, as a viewer, to have fun watching a movie.
It fully commits to what it's doing, but it never takes itself too seriously.
Yeah.
And that's a hard balance.
Yep.
That's a hard balance.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's good.
There we
Hulu
go.
Today.
Yes. So we also have, just this last weekend, we had 2 for Tea over on Hallmark Channel. Really sweet, nice little rom-com. And we have the Forsytes that premiered this last weekend on PBS Masterpiece. It's very soapy. If you're, it's not as good as Downton Abbey, not even close. But if you like Downton Abbey, you might like the Forsytes.
I'll see if she wants to watch it.
Oh, there we go. So that is everything. We talked about everything, and this was so much fun. Thank you so much to both of you for coming on. And Mark, where can people find you?
You can find me on the Visually Stunning Movie Podcast. The website is vsmoviepodcast.com, or the YouTube visually. Just search for Visually Stunning Movie Podcast. You'll find us. Okay,
we'll have that all in the description. And Sari, where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at The Savvy Scribbler. I watch all my interviews on Awards Buzz, and on TikTok, lots of fun behind the scenes stuff at Sari Tales.
Great. And we thanks to Fat Cats for sponsoring the episode. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check that out. Also, make sure you're following the Hallmarkies podcast. We got lots of fun stuff going on over there this week. So definitely take a look. And if you are listening, when you listen to this on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That really, really helps the podcast. And if you are watching it on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We really, really appreciate that as well, and anything you can share. And we have the Patreon group, which is the biggest way you can support everything we're doing. You can be part of cool experiences. Like we have a watch along coming up with director Camley Begley Fox this weekend. So you should definitely check that out. And you get ad-free episodes of the pod and lots of other cool bonuses. And we have the merch store. We have lots of fun movie-inspired designs over at the merch store. So check that out. And thanks to both of you. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.